Today's Thursday the 23rd of July, but technically, because we're under urgency, it's still a Wednesday sitting. But as part of the arrangement, there is going to be a question time. Questions number 1 and 3 are from Jerry Brownlee to the Prime Minister, the first about shovel-ready projects, and the second about sponsorship for Scott Bass. Question number 2 is Jamie Strange to the Minister of Finance about responses to the government's economic response to COVID-19. Paul Goldsmith to the Minister of Finance about providing certainty to business. Willow Jean Prime to the Minister of Local Government, support for councils for drinking water infrastructure. Shane Retty about coronavirus testing policies to the Minister of Health. Joe Luxton to the Minister of Small Business about support to small business. Stuart Smith to the Minister of Immigration about border closure exceptions. Kieran McAnulty to the Minister of Agriculture about the government supporting the agritech sector. Simeon Brown to the Minister of Education about Polytech's money. Parmjit Parmar to the Minister of Science, the Research, Science and Innovation Strategy and when it's going to be released. Mark Patterson to the Minister of Internal Affairs about support for firefighters. We'll then get back into the legislation which the Parliament's been working through. The Urban Development Bill, Committee status third reading in the name of Phil Twyford. Similarly, the Forest Amendment Bill in the name of Shane Jones. The third reading of the rates rebate declarations in the name of Nanaia Mahuta. The first reading of the Crown Pastoral Land Reform Bill in the name of Eugenie Sage. The second reading of the Vaping Amendment Bill in the name of Jenny Salisa. The third reading and committee stages of the Equal Pay Amendment Bill in the name of Andrew Little. The Dairy Industry Restructuring Amendment Bill, Damien O'Connor, committee stages third reading. The Infrastructure Funding and Financing Bill in the name of Phil Twyford. The Land Transport NZTA Legislation Amendment Bill, committee stages third reading, again Phil Twyford. The last two stages of the Films, Videos, Commercial Video on Demand Bill in the name of Tracy Martin. The Support Workers Pay Equity Settlement Bill in the name of Chris Hipkins. And I think that'll probably be where we get to about 24 or 48 hours from now. Although it's a little bit hard to tell, not clear whether we're sitting through to Saturday yet. Earlier today we were making some quite quick progress, but that has been interrupted during the morning.